MrBeast just donated $50,000 and hundreds of hours of time to help us build a new enclosure for our emu Stompy, and also to rescue a friend for Stompy, Nolan's mom. He also helped us kickstart the biggest project in Alveus history, the Alveus Research and Recovery Institute, by building us a mountain for our wolves.
Stompy lives with a cow, a horse, and 2 donkeys. And Stompy isn't the brightest. I love Stompy so much, but he doesn't have a lot going on in that little brain of his. So sometimes he puts himself in some compromising positions. It has rarely happened, but we've seen, some of his feathers get stepped on, or bullied around a little bit, and one wrong move from the cow or from the horse could injure Stompy, and we do not want that to happen. So we have decided to move Stompy out of the pasture there, his enclosure that he's with all those animals, and into his own enclosure. We can also provide more unique enrichments for him that's specifically targeted for emus instead of to a cow, donkey, and horse. And we also got Stompy a friend, Noli. We got Noli for companionship for Stompy. People might be asking, well, are you gonna have baby emus running around? We are not. Those eggs are gonna go be food sources for our animals. Also, Stompy hasn't figured out how to do it yet. He's very much a human imprint and seems to only wanna hook up with people. So I don't know if he's ever gonna figure that out. But if Noli lays an egg, it'll be really good enrichment for some of our animals. But what's really cool about Stompy moving over into his new enclosure with Noli is we can do significantly more training, targeted training for Stompy, instead of having to fend off a cow or a horse or 2 donkeys that want to participate in that training session. But it's gonna be easier and safer to build a splash pad. We were struggling on figuring out how to build a splash pad in our pasture that is horse-proof, that is very large cow-proof, and donkey-proof, so they couldn't get their hooves stuck in something or all that dust to get into the splash pad. Over at Stompy's enclosure, so much better. We can make it's so much easier and way better for Stompy.
Can I name it?
Yeah.
Wait, why'd you say it like that?
Yeah, I trust you.
We should name this emu Nolan's mom.
Yeah.
Really? MrBeast and the team wanted to name the new emu Nolan's mom. Great name, but we also had to let chat know where Stompy had gone, because we just had kidnapped Stompy out of the pasture and brought him away from there, and they knew something was up. So we had to tell them. So we had to come up with an undercover name for the new emu, hence the name Noli.
How do I say her name?
Noli.
Noli. Where's it coming from? I feel like that name reminds me of something.
You'll find out at the end of this month.
At the end of this month?
Yeah.
Is there like a clue, a riddle?
It's a kind of a long story.
Something to solve?
It's kind of a long story. You guys will all find out at the end of this month.
So why did we build Stompy and Noli's enclosure the way that we did? Well, there's a few months out of the year that they might need to be separated due to hormones, and they might get a little feisty with each other. So we have that ability to separate them for those few months. And then we have 2 sides of the shelter where they can get under, get out of the weather. And then we're gonna have a splash pad coming very, very soon. Cannot wait for that to happen. Stompy and Noli are gonna love it. Really cool chat features as well. They love to roll around in the water, play in the sprinkler system that pops up, so it's gonna be a really good time. We planted a lot of amazing plants all around the enclosure, so in a year's time, it's gonna look beautiful. The volunteers and staff did such a good job with cleaning up that enclosure to make it safe. We had to put up new fences as well. It was just a ton of work, and at the same time, we had to build this wolf mountain. A bit about why we built this mountain here for the wolf. There's a few reasons. One, it's really flat out here. There's not a lot of elevation, and they need some elevation to build that muscle, because when they get released out to the wild, they need to have that muscle built up. But also, this is a really good spot for them to feel comfortable either at the top or elevated above, so they can see their space, or they could go get behind it and get away from people, from the sounds, stuff like that. Allowing the wolves to build natural dens helps them both mentally, physically, and hopefully should help them thrive better out in the wild, because they've had practice here before being released out in the wild. Mexican gray wolves have pups going out, so they don't need the practice, but still growing up in a mother's den that's built by their mother is better than something that is man-made. But lastly, this is where the floods hit. The floods were probably around up to 3 feet around here. This mountain helps protect this area from future floods and allows the wolves to be safe up top here as well. Big shout out to Phillips Driveway and Excavation, as well as Holt Caterpillar here in Austin, Texas. They really showed up. They really helped us build this and donated a lot of time, a lot of material, and some vehicles as well. We also had a lot of local construction groups come through and bring in good, clean fill dirt, and they did a fantastic job with over probably 200 dump trucks coming in here, dropping off the dirt, and then moving it with the donated Holt Cat big bulldozers, giant excavator, 3 to 4 skid steers, just all moving in concert to get this built with a compactor as well to make sure that this is packed very well. And something I want to mention is we're giving this at least a year to settle. So it's allowing the dirt to really compress and compact properly. So when the wolves do make their natural dens in here, it'll be very safe for them. We weren't sure if we were gonna make it on time, but everybody really showed up and just worked really, really hard. So really appreciate everybody for their help. We had about a few weeks to prep, and we had some amazing people come together really fast to help build this, because this was not a small feat. 8 o'clock at night, still working, getting the machines lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's still more machines coming to get this whole mountain built. And then we get to the day that Jimmy is arriving, and it was just organized chaos, over 100 people here. So we had to pick up all the shell casings from when this was a hunting lodge. They just did a lot of target practice in the old goat enclosure. And then we had to pick up a ton of rocks, get rid of any trip hazards, any branches that could poke Stompy or Noli, and then build a whole big new structure, put water in, put cameras in, put a feeder in. It was just a lot. We picked up almost 6, 7, or 8 loads of rocks in the back of Otis. And it was just so many rocks that came out of that goat enclosure. We have 24/7 live cams streaming onto Twitch, twitch.tv/Alveus Sanctuary. And we have over 30 cameras all around the property. And Chad is very in tune with what is going on. We're very transparent. So how do we hide this massive production? I think they knew something was going on a little bit, but we had to strategically swap cameras around when we weren't there. Shout out Space, our director of production, for always keeping track of where to move the cameras. I want to say a big thank you to MrBeast, Lowe's, and their entire team for helping us get back on track after these floods and help us start the Alveus Research and Recovery Institute by building this absolutely wonderful mountain. So to commemorate that, we are going to be placing this plaque on the top when we go and do all the trees and all the bushes. We're going to have a big rock, and we're going to call this the Beast Mountain. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.